In the last lesson, we finally managed to tweak our project settings in order to be able to run the game that I'd purchased from Code Canyon. But we didn't really see it in action, as the last step in our project setup was to create a new virtual device or emulator able to run our project. This is not a per project requirement. As soon as you set up an emulator in your system, you'll be able to use it for any of your projects. The problem with the emulator that comes with Eclipse and Android development tools is that it's really slow. It is infamous for that fact. It starts really slow, it runs really slow. Not a pleasure to deal with it when testing your projects. If you manage to get the emulator up and running, then you have to leave it running on your computer and not closing the app, as the starting procedure takes a few good moments, so you better leave it running until you complete the project or restart the computer. But today, we're going to learn about a faster Android emulator, one that starts faster and runs faster. And the good part is that it is available for free for personal use. It's called Genymotion. Let's start by opening a new browser window and search for Genymotion on Google. The first link on the page is the one that we are interested in. Let's access it and see what this emulator is up to. I'm going to click on Get Genymotion from the main page. A new web page is displayed, which allows you to choose your license type. Here you can see the main differences between the free, indie, and business license plan. The free version includes several features like running Android starting from 2.3 and up to 4.4, a GPS widget, a camera widget, etc. That's all we need for our project so far. If you're really interested in Android development and are part of an independent team or even a business one, you might check the other options available for that license. But for personal use, Genymotion got everything we're looking for. Let's proceed with the download. First, we need to have an account in order to be able to download the application. We can create one by clicking on the sign up form and then filling all the required fields on the page. I'm already using Genymotion for a long time, so I'm going to log in into my account. Here I am logged in into my Genymotion account, and we can see what are the available downloads of the emulator. First, Genymotion is based on a virtualization software called VirtualBox, made by Oracle. In other words, in order to be able to run Genymotion on your computer, you have to install VirtualBox first. But there is a Genymotion version for Windows which already contains the VirtualBox in one package. I'm going to download this version, but there are also downloads available for Mac OS X and Linux. As soon as the download has completed, I will run the installer. There is nothing special here, I'll just follow the standard install procedure. After the program is installed, it will ask me if I want to keep my version of VirtualBox installed or just install the one that came with Genymotion. That's because I already had installed VirtualBox before installing Genymotion. Depending on when you did install your VirtualBox application, you can answer with yes or no. In my case, I want to install the one that comes with Genymotion because it might be a more recent version than the one that I already have installed in my system. So I will choose yes and will fast forward the video here, as this is a standard installation also. There are not many options to take into consideration during installation. Okay, everything is installed, so let's run our Genymotion application. Here is how Genymotion main window looks like. One thing to notice is that you will use the account that you created when you downloaded Genymotion in order to log in. As you can see, I'm already logged in here because I've used Genymotion previously and it did save my settings. Next, I'm going to add a new virtual device or emulator by clicking the plus sign in the toolbar. A new window is displayed which allows me to select a new configuration for my virtual device from a list of predefined devices. Here are several devices which are having different resolutions and are running different Android versions. You can see the API level and the screen resolution. I'm going to search for a specific device, a Nexus 5, which is a phone made by LG for Google, a phone that runs the latest Android version, being one of the devices that are first updated when a new version of Android is available. I found it and will click on Next in order to install it. After a few moments, the emulator appears in the virtual devices list of the application. Of course, you can add multiple devices in order to test your application on several Android versions and screen sizes. But I'm going to stick with the Nexus 5 for now. I will launch the device by clicking the play button from the toolbar, and in a few moments the Android emulator is up and running. So, to summarize, in this lesson we discuss about Android virtual devices or emulators. We choose to install an application called Genymotion, which will allow us to test our app in the emulator. We pick up Genymotion because the default emulator that comes with Eclipse and the ADT plugin is running really slow compared to this one. The Genymotion offers a free version for personal use and a paid version for indie and business developers. So, in the next lesson, we are about to finally run our game and see how it looks in the emulator. Bye for now.